Hello everyone. Winter is approaching and I'm preparing my chili plants to winter inside this greenhouse. Hopefully I'll get even more chilies next year. Then this year's harvest is done. We harvested a good variety and a good amount, which allowed me to get creative with some Azorean MSG recipes. I'm going to share them with you on the following video. Since I grew all the chilies for these recipes, the first step is to harvest them, taking care not to damage the plant. I grew them on raised beds, lined with brown cardboard, filled with potash and gardening soil. I'm building a new raised bed close to these ones. Eventually, I'll put up another video explaining the process. I managed to grow enough variety to experiment with different recipes. Some are more flavorful, like Bishop's Crown and jalapeno, and others are hotter, like habanero and carbonero. For one of the recipes, I want to experiment with smoked chilies, so I'm setting part of my Bishop's Crown harvest on the smoker and letting them smoke on low temperature for 12 hours. I have a lot of wood from pruning my fruit trees. I'm using some plum tree wood for this process. While these smoke, I'll go ahead and prepare some other recipes. The first recipe is going to be 100% orange habanero, with some aromatics. I always wash the chilies beforehand. I'll start by cutting the stalks off. Remember to use gloves for this process and avoid touching your face. The experience will be unpleasant. After that, I weigh the chilies. Since I'm fermenting all recipes, I need the weight to add 3% of it in salt later. For the aromatics, I'll measure around 20 grams of yellow mustard seeds and grind them on a mortar and pestle until they turn into a coarse powder. After slicing the habaneros, I'll transfer them to a blending cup and start blending. When it reaches a rough paste consistency, I'll add salt, the ground mustard, a couple of garlic cloves, and blend everything together until it becomes a smooth homogeneous paste. After this, I'll transfer it to a mason jar, top it with water, and close with a bubbler lid. Now I'll let it ferment for 2 weeks. For the next one, I'm aiming for a sweet and fruity sauce with barely any heat. With this goal in mind, I'm mixing fully ripe jalapenos with Bishop's Crown in roughly equal mass. The process is similar to the previous recipe. This time I'll just cut the chilies straight out of the bowl. Weight everything, add the 3% salt and rub it in. After letting it rest for 10 or so minutes, I'll transfer the mixture to a blending cup and blend it till smooth. Then transfer the paste to a mason jar, top with water and close with a bubbler lid. Now I'll just put it next to the other one for 2 weeks. With 2 recipes ready, I'm going to check the smoker. After 12 hours in the smoker, these Bishop's Crown are ready for the final recipe. I'll start by preparing the carbonero peppers. Just like the previous recipes, I'll remove the stalks, but in this case I want to save the seeds from the carbonero. I'll scrape them off into a paper towel to dry by the window. After slicing them, I'll slice the smoked Bishop's Crown. When I went to weigh these, my scale gave up on me. Since I didn't have any charged batteries around, I had to eyeball quantities for this one. After adding the salt to the bowl, I transfer everything to my trusty blending cup and blend it till smooth. Move to another mason jar, top with water, and close with a bubbler lid. Now that all my recipes are finished, I'll just have to wait for 2 weeks to try all of them. Okay, so welcome back everyone. I'm joined by my friend Richard. And yeah, Richard's gonna help me test all these recipes of Azorean MSG. You know why I call them Azorean MSG, I hope?
Because it's as good as the Chinese stuff?
No, it's better. It's Azorean MSG.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, so we're gonna do a very Azorian thing, which is pop a bit of it onto a slice of cottage cheese. This one is goat's milk.
Okay.
Which is, I know Azores are known for cows, but we prefer cottage cheese made with goat's milk. So I'm gonna do it first.
Nice.
You can have a cracker already.
So which one do you go for first?
Yeah, so they're in order.
What's the difference?
They're in order. So this one has Bishop's Crown and jalapeno.
Bishop's Crown.
Fully mature jalapeno.
A chili.
The chilies, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This one is Carbonero and the Bishop's Crown. And the Bishop's Crown on this one went to the smoker for about 12 hours.
Okay. So smoked.
This is smoked, yes.
Different chili. Yeah.
And that one is just orange habanero. Full.
Okay.
100% orange habanero with some garlic and mustard.
Okay.
Yellow mustard.
I said, just to recap, is it entirely chili? Or is it...
All of them are entirely chili.
Okay, wow.
This one is the least spicy.
Okay.
This one is the middle one.
Mm-hmm.
And this one hopefully is the spiciest.
Okay, so
it's not like a Carolina Reaper. Yeah, it's not the Carolina Reaper level, but it's above what most people.
So
tolerate.
we're going up in spice.
Yeah, so we'll be going up. So.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna make me sweat as we go.
So I'm gonna cut the slice.
And is this what you'd normally have it with? Cheese, just cheese, or what would you put it with?
This it can go on anything. We use it a lot of it on meat. Some people chuck it on soup. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I'm doing
it's a fairly large amount.
Yeah, I'm doing a very large amount.
Chilies.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go. It's on.
I really want to taste it, and I know this one is not very spicy, so.
Okay, cool.
That's why I'm confident.
Okay. Okay.
Cheers.
Okay. Right. Cheers.
So this is very similar to what my grandfather did, actually. Minus the spice, because it's not spicy at all. Well, there's a bit at the end.
That's okay.
There's a slight tangy.
Yeah, that's great. It's I'd say from all the English people understand what I'm saying. This is more like a chicken tikka.
Okay.
We're not quite korma.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Chicken tikka kind of.
No, you're ready for a second.
Why not? Let's give it a go. But you can definitely.
Oh, you're taking a large chunk. Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Go. It's not spicy.
I mean, we'll see how we get on with these ones, but yeah, there's definitely a bit of spice in that.
It's very, very light.
It's hard to say. I wouldn't have said that's just chili.
Mm-hmm.
I said maybe there's pepper in it. Normal pepper.
It's because it's because of the Bishop's Crown and the jalapeno. They're both very sweet and very fruity.
Mm-hmm.
And because I grow them, so I let them mature all the way through. So you get all of the sugar coming out.
Are these all from your garden?
Yes.
All right, great. Awesome.
So,
done well then.
Yeah, we have to finish this before the kids come home, otherwise we won't have enough silence to shoot. I have another one.
Yeah, it's feeling the heat on that a little bit now, gotta say.
So I'm gonna mix it all up.
Yeah, there might be a bit of spice down there. Eh?
Yeah. No, that's just, I need to blend in some water to allow it to properly ferment.
And how long will this last for in the cupboard? Do you have to keep it in the fridge?
In the fridge it usually lasts for about a year or so. There we go.
You put a little bit less on that one.
I know.
Yeah?
I made them. I know what I'm getting into. And this one has carbonero. Carbonero is probably the spiciest chili I have there.
Okay.
But because it's mixed with Bishop's Crown, I know it's lower than that one.
Okay.
Give it a whiff. Oh yeah, you can smell the smoke. You can definitely smell the smoke.
It smells, there's definitely a bit of farmyardy smell to that.
Yeah.
It smells like the back end of a Somerset cider, like a scrumpy.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I get it.
And I mean that in the best of ways.
So,
Okay.
cheers.
Cheers. Chin chin.
Well, it's definitely hotter than this one.
The heat's growing on it.
Yeah, it's growing. Yeah,
That's for sure.
I wasn't expecting this much heat on this one. I'll tell you that. But the first thing you get is the smoke.
Smoky. Yeah.
It's still sweet.
It's still smoky all the way through.
Yeah.
When that heat's still building, I'm going to start sweating in a minute.
Yeah.
You've got a bit on your head there, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a hair to cover it, so it shows up. Okay, so
Yeah, that's hot.
now let's see the other one.
Okay. Okay.
That one should be
You
more
gonna do it
aromatic.
slow? Are you gonna? We're gonna do a proper dose this time.
Damn. Yeah, you're challenging.
Yeah, well.
I'll see. I'll
Come
see
on,
what
it's
I
for
can do.
YouTube, isn't it? It's for the views.
Yeah, it's for the
Let's have a
views,
look.
for the viewers.
Everyone loves a bit of chili,
Okay.
chili YouTube videos. So what's it actually called in Portuguese?
In Portuguese, in Azores we call this either massa de malagueta
Must have want to get
or pimenta da terra.
pimenta da terra. Pimenta, like chili of the earth.
Pepper of the earth.
Pepper of the earth.
Or local pepper.
Oh, that smells good.
That one smells very good.
Hey, that doesn't smell so fermented. That one, do you know what I mean?
I know.
It doesn't say. It doesn't smell less. It doesn't smell as farmyardy.
Yeah. It's probably because of the garlic and the mustard.
Yeah.
They slow down fermentation process.
Have you got any cold beers in the fridge?
Yes, I have a beer in the fridge, don't worry. So, cheers.
Okay, cheers. Nice one, mate. Thank you.
It's spicier than this one. But the first thing you get is the aroma from the mustard and the garlic. It's the first thing that hits. And it's not very spicy in the beginning. It's building up.
It's building. Oh yeah, that is spicier. Yeah.
Yeah,
Took
but
a while. Took a while.
it takes a while, yeah. It builds up.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's very aromatic. You definitely feel the garlic.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's more
really nice.
yeah.
This one feels more rustic. If you
Yeah, I get
you
it.
know what I'm saying. But this one, yeah, that's more like you could use that as a just chili on the side of the plate if you want to just spice something up.
So this one for cooking?
Yeah, or on the side as well, but
Yeah.
it's definitely smokier. This one's not like this has got its own distinctive flavour. I think this one you could mix in and it would be
It's more flowery also,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
The habanero itself is more flowery.
So the only difference between this is what you put garlic in this one and you didn't put it in this one here?
No, this one, the chili is different.
But you have garlic in each?
No, only this one has garlic.
Yeah, okay, so this has garlic plus different chilies.
Yes.
Very nice.
They all have different chilies in a way. But yeah, so which one's your favorite? Or again, you said it's different situations.
You know what? I kind of like this one
What is the smokiness?
more the most. Yeah, I think so. The smokiness, it's not so aggressive
No.
on the chili as this one. This one's, you could
This
put
one's for the kids.
I think you can imagine like this one will go down a bit faster than the rest of them.
Yes.
Do
I think my kids will have a lot of fun with this one.
you think they would eat that?
Yeah, Raphael's
Well,
definitely
it's
will.
still pretty spicy.
No, Raphael eats spicier than this.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is my favourite just because it's more different than anything you would normally find
Okay.
in the shops. I think you might be able to find something similar to this in the shops. Obviously, it's not the same thing. But it reminds me of kind of Scotch bonnets.
Yeah, I have some in the yard.
There's some chili stuff called in Kona
Okay.
chilies. They have it. I don't know if you have it over here in the UK. You can buy bottles of. I think it's called in Kona.
Okay.
But it's quite similar, quite fruity, but it doesn't have the depth of flavour.
The depth of flavour, okay.
But this has real depth of flavour. This one, this is
Good. Okay. So
very
that's it.
nice, very nice. So
Welcome for. Thank you for trying.
thank you for offering. That's
I
great.
can maybe set you up with a jar of these.
I'll take a little bit home.
Yeah,
If that's okay,
and-
that'd be brilliant.
Thank you for taking part in the video
No
and
problem.
giving your expert opinion.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on that, but yeah, it's definitely tasty. Yeah, great. I'll definitely use that again.
Okay, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching and have fun.
Cheers. Let's get the beers.